is aggregate supply. Aggregate supply, guys, is also a futuristic term, that is, it is for the forthcoming year, and it is the monetary value of all the goods and services which are expected to be produced by producers of an economy. It is, I repeat, it is monetary value of all the goods and services which are expected to be produced by producers of an economy. Have you understood what I said, guys? In short, it is written as AS, that is aggregate supply. So it is
Yes.
monetary value of all the goods and services which are expected to be produced by producers of a country in the forthcoming year. Now, guys, supply, aggregate supply, it means it is all about production, right? Without production, you cannot supply any good or service in a market. So, aggregate supply of an economy and total production or total output of an economy are absolutely same. And with production only, we earn income. Without producing any good or service, we cannot earn income at all. So, aggregate supply, aggregate output, and total income of the economy, all the three are absolutely same. Have you understood what I said? Supply of goods and services cannot be brought into a market without their production. So, aggregate supply is always equal to aggregate output, that is production of a country. Since income cannot be earned without production of goods or services, and that's why AS is always equal to aggregate output is equal to total income of a country. And total income or income in economics is expressed as capital Y. So AS is always equal to Y, that is income. I hope, guys, you all are understanding this, right? Until you produce, you cannot earn. You have to produce either any good or service. And all of you also, after or 5, 6 years down the line, would be doing this in your lives. You would be involved in production of either any good or service to take care of yourself, to be independent, to be financially independent. Whatsoever you produce, that you bring in the market, and that is called supply, because until you bring it in the market, you cannot earn income. You bring it in the market for sale. So aggregate supply, aggregate output, and total income of a country or an economy are always same. And that is why AS is always equal to Y. I hope you all have got this, guys. Now
Yes,
next is components of aggregate supply. It means components of income. And income has only two components. Do not write anything after this, guys. That is C and S. That is consumption, expenditure, and savings. So suppose income of an economy is rupees 100. Out of that, it is spent to meet its current needs is 70. That is consumption expenditure. So after spending 70, how much is left with it? That is 30, which is savings of the economy. So whether you take it for an economy or for a household or a family, it's same. A family has earned income of rupees 100. Out of that, it has spent rupees 70 to take care of its current needs on food, shelter, clothing, traveling, healthcare, education, training, entertainment, durables, and all. After that, it is left with rupees 30, and that is its savings. Now, what it does with that saving, that is a different thing. When you start spending your saving, that actually is part of demand and not supply. I hope you're understanding, guys. So, aggregate supply, that is total income of a country, has two components. The first one is consumption expenditure, that is capital C. And guys, look at here, this we have already covered under aggregate demand. Here, private final consumption expenditure and government final consumption expenditure. So there, guys, under aggregate demand, we broke down the total consumption expenditure of an economy into two: consumption expenditure of private sector and consumption expenditure of government sector. Here we are taking the two as one, that is consumption expenditure. So it is consumption expenditure of an economy or of a country on final goods. Here the consumption expenditure includes expenditure of both the private sector as well as the government sector, which has already been discussed under aggregate demand. I hope guys you have got this. And the next part guys is savings, that is S. So part of income which is left after meeting consumption expenditure, that is current needs, is or becomes savings. So guys, AS is equal to Y is equal to C plus S, or S is equal to Y minus C. बंद कर देना इसको. Done guys, I hope you all have understood and noted down this, right? Those who are online. I'm asking guys, Manya, Mishika, Manveer, Mansha, Amatullah, Anish, Tahir.
Yes, sir. Done.
Now guys, schedule of aggregate supply. Okay, when an economy has zero income, then also it will have some expenditure, which we have already discussed under aggregate demand, which are known as autonomous consumption expenditure. So here it is C bar. It means the economy is spending by using its past savings. So savings of the previous year or previous period has reduced by 20. So here S would be minus 20. I hope guys you have understood this. Otherwise also, to calculate savings, what do we do is y minus c, that is 0 minus 20, that will give us minus 20. So savings in negative is called dis savings. That is decrease in your past savings. And AS would be sum total of C and S, that is equal to Y means 0. I hope guys you have got this. When income becomes 20, let's say it is 10, so it is, sorry, 30, so it is minus 10. When incomes become 50, it is 55, so this is minus 5. Here it is 20, and here it is 50. When income is 100, consumption expenditure is also 100, and here savings is 0. When income becomes 300, it is 250. So let's say it is 50 here. I am using hypothetical figures just to make you understand the behavior of these four items, guys.
Sir, how is income and aggregate supply the same?
Because if you do not earn, it means you are not supplying anything. Because if you are supplying something, you certainly will have income. You can earn income only by supplying goods or service in an economy. So when income is zero, it means supply is also zero. Got me, Tahir?
Yes, sir.
So income and aggregate supply and aggregate output, these three would always be same. And this is the reason, guys, why the line of Y, that is income, makes 45-degree angle on x-axis. You will soon understand it. Have you all noted down this, guys? Now this is called, guys, S bar. That is savings at zero level of income is called autonomous savings, that is S bar, and denoted by S bar or presented by S bar. So savings are in negative or are negative when C is more than Y. Such savings are called dis savings, that is usage of past savings. That is decrease in past savings. And savings at zero level of income is called autonomous savings and is presented by or expressed as S bar. C bar is always equal to minus S bar, guys. This is C bar, which is equivalent to minus S bar. And S bar is how much? S bar here is how much? Minus 20. So minus 20 will become 20. I hope guys you're getting this. So guys, when in a this happens in our families at individual level also. When in a month we do not earn anything, it doesn't mean that that month we do not consume. If we do not consume, we cannot survive. So what do we do for consumption of that month? We use our past savings. Have you got me guys or not? And this happened guys with many during lockdown, during pandemic. Most of the people who were not working, they had to use their past savings because that time they were not able to supply any good or service in the market. No supply means no income. So have you all noted down this much and understood this, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So guys, the last thing for today is the graph of aggregate supply and its components. Here we take aggregate supply and its components, that is C and S, on y-axis, and here we take output of the economy. Output and income are same, and output and aggregate supply are also same. And that is the reason why the curve of y passes through absolutely between the two axes and makes an angle of 45 degree on x-axis.
Sir, can you explain again why the y-axis will always be at a 45-degree angle?
Because see, what's your we have on x-axis, that is output or income. The same thing we have on y-axis in form of aggregate supply. So this line that I have made here is actually the line of AS or Y. AS we have taken on y-axis, Y that is income we have taken on x-axis. So they both are always same, and that is why this line makes 45 degree angle, that is passes through absolutely between the two axes. Have you understood it now?
Yes, sir.
In case you have not, suppose at a particular point of time our income is 100. So that time our aggregate supply would also be 100 because income and supply are always same. With these two, the point that we will get would be here. And the same way we'll get all the points. Like here we will have point of 200. Here we will have point of 300. Here we will have point of 400. And this is how we will have a line passing through absolutely between the two axes. Yeah, if income and aggregate supply are different at any point of time, then this line will not pass through the between the two axes. I hope you have got this now, Tahir.
Yes, sir.
So the line that I have made is of aggregate supply, guys. Please do not make it as of now. There may be some changes in it. This is our point of origin or zero. This one. So below zero, we have negative zone. We have negative region. Are you getting my point? This is C, that is consumption expenditure. The line of consumption expenditure which is starting from 20. So at zero level of income, consumption expenditure is 20. It means that time our savings would be minus 20. Are you getting my point? So this line that I have made is S, line of savings, which is starting from minus 20 when income is 0. Now look at here, guys. Here here S is how much? Right. When it is cutting x-axis, that point which I have marked here, at that point S is 0. Before that S was negative. And after this point, that is here, S is positive. Before this, here S was negative. Correct, guys, or not? And when S is 0, that time Y and C are absolutely equal. That is here. That is this point here. I hope, guys, you have understood this. I repeat, when S is 0, Y and C would be equal. You can see this in the schedule, guys. When S is 0, Y and C are equal. Before this point, C was more than Y. C was more than Y. And after this point, that is after this, C has become lesser than Y. This all we have to present in graph, and that is what we have done, guys, in this graph. So you can make it now, guys. So guys, now in the next class we will see behavior of all these. That is aggregate demand, aggregate supply and their components along with income or vis-a-vis income.
Okay, sir.
Mark this guys all in your registers.